Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I will go turn this off. This is dutiful little soldier. He's sitting there running and waiting to go. Hang on just a minute. I did make a couple of improvements on the sawmill. I'm going to detach this from the tripod. Hang on, don't get sick. I put this bar in there. You know, those two knobs, they hold the guard on, but it rattled horribly right here. So I put that bar on, I drilled a hole through it, through the bar, welded a bolt, and then drilled a hole through there. I'm using some expanded foam, kind of like a noodle material, and it holds that guard really well, and it doesn't make a lot of racket. Okay, we're gonna wander around a little bit. I broke a blade. The blade fatigued on the tooth side and broke about 3/4 of the way through. There it is. I got to get it out of there. I do not want it there. But what I did over here is I made a sawdust chute, which puts the sawdust out here in a pile a little further away from the saw, and that's a good thing. And it works quite well. What it is a bent piece of metal that I had off from an old gas grill. I have that piece and the complementary piece over here. It's all attached to the front guard. When the front guard comes off, it comes off. Okay, other improvements. I put a little bracket down here to stiffen up the bars a little bit. And over on the other side, the corners that I cut off of that first one, I welded over here. Zoom in. Right, now you can see them. Right there. I welded them on. My little welder is such and such and a so and so and whatever, but it works. Got her on there. Changed the scale a little bit, and on this side over here it might be hard for you to see, but those are 3/4 marks. Came up with a dimension because I wanted 3/4 plus 60 to cut off in plane, plus 87 thousandths for the blade kerf. To catch you up, that probably is not enough, but I'm cutting ash. Ash is hard as hell. You don't need 3/4 inch ash unless you're going to drive a car on it or something. My pile of slab wood is getting taller. My pile of material is getting taller. It's not all stickered, but we're getting there. All right. Now, what we're doing today is I am cutting up cherry. This is fruitwood cherry. Cherry trees, after they get so big, they don't produce quite as well, and they'll get rotten, and then they'll just die. So the farmers around here, they'll pull them up, and this particular farmer pulled them up with a payloader. He told me I could come over there and try to cut them. This is cherry, because we're in the cherry capital of the world near Traverse City. And I've cut 3/4. I've cut a lot of 3/8 and 1/4 inch slabs. I put a second stump up on the sawmill, and I'm cutting that one. thought I would come and get the camera and let you take a look, see what I'm doing. The log tail is done. Where is it? It's right here. Log tail is done. Right there. Put a couple of little wheels on it from Harbor Freight. My dad says that wouldn't last long in his woods, but he's cutting much larger stuff, and he's hauling it around with either a Farmall C, Super C, or a John Deere 60. No, I don't have a John Deere 60, so I'm not worried about it. There's my tractor. It's powerful enough. Here's the front half, my log arch. Okay, my log arch is an over center cable and chain setup. Cable and chain setup. Sorry about that. Over center cable and chain. Okay, so it's adjustable by putting the chain in here in different places, right? Putting the chain in different places, making it longer or shorter. It has an 8-inch throw. So when you pull it up, it'll pull that whole system 8 inches. This is the back end of it. And I knew I had some problems not making my cable long enough. So I drilled some holes in this bar. Okay, they're about every 5 inches all the way up to the top. Right? So when I'm out in the woods, I can actually get a log this high if it were only a 6-inch log, and that's pretty high. It's higher than these bars. It's a foot off the ground. Plus, I can pull it up even higher, you know, by putting a little blocking in and pulling it up. I carry my handy pry bar, just a piece of pipe, and I can get it on up, do that over center, lock it, pull it out. Put my log tail wheels on the ass end of the log and strap it down. Away we go. With my red Honda Deere. Hey, I'm going to shut you off for just a minute, and I'm going to start the sawmill on this cherry again. All right, hang on.